how can you best promote and market your film? In this video, I want to discuss one of the best strategies that you can use to promote your film once it's out on Amazon, on Tubi, on Vimeo, wherever your film is out, it's distributed and it's not getting as many views as you would like. There is one crucial strategy that is just really, really incredible at driving more traffic to your page of people who will genuinely be really interested in watching your entire film. So here it is. It's finding reviewers for your film. Now, you might already think that you're doing this, but I want to dive into some of the best strategies that you can use to find people to review your film. And for this, I want to share a spreadsheet that I personally use when I try to find reviewers for my films or for films that I am consulting on and helping to market and distribute. Now, first thing to note is that reviewers come in many, many different shapes and sizes. So essentially, they will not always come in the traditional format of a blog, of an article. Written reviews, they can be great, but they are not everything. So I personally put together a spreadsheet where I have a list of reviewers from a variety of different channels that I get in touch with, and I ask them if they are interested in promoting my film. But I'll dive into some tips, tricks, and strategies of how you can do this the most efficiently. Now, the first thing that I want to cover is paid reviews versus free reviews. It's important to note that a lot of reviewers out there will want to get paid to leave a review. So the first thing to discuss is whether that is ethical or not. And the answer to that is it usually is ethical because you are essentially paying for an expedited or a guaranteed review. Now, this means that your review might still be a bad review. They might still not like your film. You're not paying for a good review. You are just paying to be put to the top of the queue for that reviewer because they might have already been contacted by hundreds of filmmakers to review their films. So you might be able to pay, for example, $100, $75 or whatever that is in order to get a guaranteed review within the next 7 days or 10 days or 14 days. So here I've put together a list of some of these types of reviewers. Film Threat might charge $100 for a guaranteed review, Influx Magazine, $79, Dove.org, $200, and so on. But there's also a lot of really great review sites such as, for example, UK Film Review, which will review all the films for free, and they're usually actually relatively fast with that. So the first thing is looking at all those traditional places that leave reviews for films. This is my list. The list is actually a lot longer, but you can create your own list over here, or you can see some of the films that I've got on this list over here. So contact those. There's usually a submission where you submit your film, some more information about the film, and whenever they get to your film, they will review that film. I found that this works really, really well in driving qualified traffic to your Amazon or Tubi or Vimeo page or wherever you're distributing your film because someone's already read the review, they're interested, and they clicked on the link because they have the intention of watching the film. So, you can start off with this. But this is where most filmmakers end. They don't realize that there is a huge range of other opportunities out there when it comes to reviews. And the majority of these are video reviews. So for example, TikTok. There are so many TikTok content creators that are looking to review films, that review films every single day. And the great thing about this is you can actually get in touch with smaller reviewers on TikTok who have under 10,000 followers. But because it's TikTok, that video, that review still has the chance of going viral and getting you a lot of traffic. On the other hand, when you're doing a review for a blog, if the blog is not huge, it's unlikely to have a huge amount of traffic. This essentially means you can get smaller content creators on TikTok who don't require a fee in order to review your project, and that can still give you a significant amount of views. So as you can see over here, I have a big list of all these TikTokers who do reviews for films. I look at TikTokers who have, hundreds of thousands of followers. I look at ones who have under 1,000 followers, and I message all of them and ask them for a review. And then I click over here, which one said yes, which one said maybe, which ones asked me that I need to pay, and so on, so that I can keep track of all of those conversations. Now, another thing that I find really, really helpful when you are messaging them is to not just ask for a review, but offer them value instead. And then they're a lot more likely to A, review your film, and B, not ask you to pay to review that film. And one of the key things that you can do is put yourself in the mindset of that reviewer and understand what is it that they really want. And what they want is a review that's going to get them a lot of views and get a lot of traffic to their own TikTok page. So what can you do? You can say in the DM, if you do leave us a review, me and my entire team will share this across all of our social channels. We put on our TikTok stories, on our Instagram stories, on our Facebook page. If you've got a social media page with a lot of followers, you can also put down a link to that social media page to show that you've got credibility and that your share will mean a lot. So this is one of the key things that you can add in that review. And then of course, make sure that you create a gratitude sandwich. So first of all, you start off by saying, I really appreciate everything that you do. You then have the ask, you then follow by saying you will be sharing their review if they choose to review your film. And then finally end with a big thank you as well. Now, you can do the same thing with YouTube. There are plenty of reviewers on YouTube. You can do the same thing on Instagram. There are lots of reviewers on Instagram and on various other platforms. So create a list of your reviewers on all the different platforms, put it onto a spreadsheet, and contact hundreds, because there are hundreds, if not thousands, of reviewers out there who are interested in reviewing your film. And if you can get those reviews, you can drive more traffic to your film, and therefore your film will earn a lot more revenue. I hope that you guys found this useful. If you did, please smash that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you at our next video.